Top 10 surprising facts about rich people. No one adjusts 100% to their social gathering. In any case, a sweeping perspective can cover the pack's characteristics in general terms. The rich individuals cover a company's odd convictions and propensities. From believing that the poor are more joyful than them to smoking their cigarettes in an unexpected way, the universe of the well-off is absolutely not exhausting. There is a misguided judgment that compulsion is a sign of poor people. Medications and liquor influence individuals from all foundations, however prosperous children are more in danger. One may be pardoned for scrutinizing this. What do they need to stress over? They have their horses and huge recompenses. Outcasts frequently accept a rich child popping ecstasy as carrying on of weariness. A recent report found that was not the situation. The genuine explanation is pitiful and has destroying results. For a considerable length of time, the scientists followed several understudies starting with their secondary school years. Every understudy had well-off guardians with a high standing and their schools demanded high accomplishments. Things being what they are, the weight was excessively. Medications and hardcore boozing turned into a method for dealing with stress. At the point when they grew up and began their own lives, the weight evaporated, however not the medication use. It turned out to be more terrible. By age 26, their addictions were multiple times higher than the national normal. They are less giving. In 2018, a gathering played for genuine cash. They accumulated at a London college and were separated into higher status and lower status players. This reflected how much cash every individual got at the game's beginning. The game had a basic objective. Every player gave cash to a gathering kitty. They were allowed to choose high lot. After a round or two, the cash was part between everybody. A player's riches could develop either through possibility or difficult work. The individuals who earned their cash end up being the Scrooge McDucks of the gathering. They included the least. Things were not as childish as they showed up. The poor members had less to lose. Adding more cash to the kitty was additionally their method of urging the rich folks to do likewise. This expanded their odds for a greater return. Be that as it may, the enormous fish would not jump. They had more to lose, and the individuals who earned their riches had even less motivation to simply part with it. They waste cigarettes. In 2008, students in New Zealand collected evidence for a study. They looked a little strange while doing so. The group visited 6 neighborhoods in Wellington and picked up over cigarette butts. While the environment thanks them, the real aim was to see whether income changes the way people smoke. One type of cigarette showed the same thing, regardless of the suburb it came from. Rich and poor smoked roll urines down to the same length. But cigarettes manufactured in factories or tailor-made for an elite customer betrayed the income. The rest of the tobacco was scooped from the butts and estimated. More unfortunate smokers, with less to spend, crushed their cigarettes down to the butt. Then again, the wealthier rural areas disposed of their cigarettes with 75% increasingly unused tobacco. They are more dishonest. The rich have exceptional stalkers. These generous creepers are clinicians, and they have been following the rich for quite a long time. The explanation: to perceive what benefit is to the human psyche. The general view is that it prepares individuals to appreciate the advantages of untrustworthiness. Scientists took their scratch pad to a bustling convergence. The 4-way was administered by option to proceed. The group noticed the model of the vehicles that cut off different drivers. Obnoxious drivers showed up from the 2 sides of the social fence. Be that as it may, new, costly vehicles were multiple times bound to disregard the way that it was not their chance to drive. The specialists at the point moved their gaggle to a crosswalk where people on foot had the option to proceed. Each modest or old vehicle halted. Half of the costly vehicles disregarded them. Actually, they violated a law. Drivers must stop for individuals who need to cross. Somewhere else, the measurements are significantly starker. The well-off cheat more on their life partners, their assessments and net games. They likewise have the moolah to purchase stuff, however are banned to shoplift. Rich women choose older men. Previously, riches was slanted in support of men. Consequently, ladies picked suppliers and men put more significance on appealing looks. Both favored a more youthful accomplice. As ladies become more extravagant, they carry their own budgetary security to the relationship. They no longer look to men as suppliers, yet what good looking like they seem to be. Besides, they need more seasoned men. This current pattern's fame even instituted a name, the George Clooney effect. This squashed the misguided judgment that affluent ladies act like men. As it were, favor a toy boy as an accomplice. This female move additionally changed how world-class men like their ladies. As per an ongoing review, they favor significantly more youthful young ladies than previously. Their old age is longer and healthier. The best advantage of riches could be a more drawn-out life. Aside from seeing 100 years very close, the privileged older additionally appreciate more long stretches of being genuinely autonomous. Researchers discovered this amazing reality when they looked at the well-being of more established grown-ups in the US and England. Both nations indicated something very similar. After age 50, rich ladies could expect 33 greater incapacity-free years and 31 for men. They could cook for themselves and get up, things the most unfortunate networks begin battling with 9 years sooner. There are islands where individuals develop old without a fat ledger. This demonstrates lifespan is an unpredictable mixed drink of qualities, disposition, diet, and exercise. The exceptional distinction saw in the US England review included riches as another positive factor. It lessens pressure, which is probably the most concerning issue for well-being. Individuals with assets can likewise head out to medical clinics and pay for medications that keep up a decent personal satisfaction. Wealthy parents cheat for their kids. In 2019, a specialist shut down a trick. Before the feds got wind of the wrongdoing, times were gainful. Guardians offered a firm incentive to ensure a spot at world-class colleges for their kids. By and large, about $6.5 million were paid to the con artists. Two of the Guardians got with their submit the treat container were entertainers Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Moral clinicians were not a standard. The rich frequently live through their youngsters' accomplishments. Furthermore, the rich are progressively encountering class tension. More individuals are accessing their selective world, and seeing the lower salary kids swarm tip-top establishments is an unpleasant pill to swallow. Numerous elites accept they are better than every other person. They merit the main cut of the pie. This qualification drives their unscrupulous decisions, which is then legitimized here and there. In the payoff case, the Guardians utilized the reason that they were helping their kid. Some believe poor people are happier. Individuals with higher wages have an inquisitive, vulnerable side. Some imagine that lower-paid people are really more joyful. Anybody with a vacant secret stash realizes the inverse is valid. To be reasonable for the vulnerable side, it was pulled from a little overview. The 2007 survey barred men for reasons unknown as well. Be that as it may, basically a large portion of the wealthier ladies accepted that the remainder of the populace experienced less pressure. The explanation: the top workers seldom. This is a restricted perspective on what causes pressure. Be that as it may, the review was supported, to some extent, by other social investigations. They recommended the rich some of the time lean toward a blushing perspective on reality to feel less regretful about their benefits. The less good shot they feel, the less inspiration there is to help other people. This could clarify why individuals with the money-related clout to change the world sit idle. They pay less attention to others. A great many people will in general feel imperceptible around the rich and incredible. Notably, this inclination isn't their creative mind. The high society has a propensity for disregarding people around them. Only more explicitly, any individual who is underneath them socially and financially. In 2016, researchers tried to pass off a flagrant deception to volunteers. In 2 separate investigations, they were informed that they were either trying new innovation or playing a memory game. The lying was fundamental. They could barely tell the more extravagant volunteers that they were being read for this surprising attribute. One gathering wore shrewd glasses that recorded all that they saw. While being under the impression of testing the gadget, each volunteer strolled down a road. The well-to-do ones invest less energy taking a gander at bystanders from lower classes. Higher class members likewise battled with the memory game since they neglected to focus on pictures demonstrating faces. The elite probably won't understand how regularly they do this. People focus on dangers or potential dangers. To the world class, the lower classes are not a peril nor fulfilling. As it were, nothing fascinating to take a gander at. They overestimate their worth. There is nothing amiss with having fearlessness. Yet, individuals from well-off families may overestimate their capacities. Much more dreadful, others trust them. The outcomes just serve the lively rich individual. They excel in prospective employee meetups regardless of that others are similarly fit. The individuals who succumb to their certainty may likewise later understand that they employed an inappropriate individual. This was the finish of researchers who considered advanced applications and prospective employee meetings. Both included tests where wealthier candidates figured they did incredible. They really performed normal. Those with lower earnings were more in line with their own scores, yet it neglected to give them the edge. As referenced before, the elite certainty dazzled the cash loan specialists and recruiting operators. This is an issue. Such individuals offer better opportunities to other people. On the off chance that they succumb to pomposity in candidates who accept they rock, at that point this could clarify why those with class and certainty issues fall behind, in spite of being as similarly as proficient.